the kind of markets we are addressing. I don't align with the kind of products we sell. What will happen? You will find that trust automatically, all three you will find are interlinked.
So if they are not aware that they are not treating the people or they are not.
That's where L&D comes in. I mean, I'm not taking a dig at it. I'm saying finally communication matters. Alignment has to be communicated. Values have to be communicated. I think if at all Mr. Kumar had this session today was to communicate a message through which you can develop something for yourself. I'm not asking you to copy paste and start implementing from tomorrow. It won't work. Right? It might work. You can fine tune or you can start afresh from something. The third one, which is very critical to any organization, transparency. Except GDPR rules or legally not shareable information, every leader must work inside a transparent fishbowl. People have to see what you're doing. People have to know how you are thinking. People have to know what kind of decisions you are taking. Because without that, trust won't happen. If you don't tell me how you are deciding, yet you want me to align with the decision you have taken, how would that happen? Not possible. You will decide, you will not tell me how you are deciding, you will not tell me what are the decision making parameters, yet you want me to align with what you are doing, it will not happen. Today's generation specifically wants a lot of transparency. They want to know. Because without transparency, if you put any of them as first, the other two will automatically align. Does the customer know that you really care when you're designing a product, that you are looking about their interest, not, if you go to the Siemens-Sinek famous, the golden circle model, the why, the how and the what. I don't know how many of you are aware, nor am I going to get into that. The whole thing is based on the why or the purpose, the values. Why do you exist? If your values are clear, then how you exist and what you do with that how becomes very easy for you to build into your corporate life. Please bear in mind, all these will have a very positive ripple effect of increased productivity and profits. You want to say something?
Right. So let's assume that you have the trust, alignment and transparency, but you're not getting the results. How would you recourse?
Elephants take 15 months, humans take 9 months. This framework might take its own time. I'm talking about delivery. There is a time, transition. People, first of all, people get confused. Suddenly, why are you talking all this? That's why I say it's almost 1.5 years since I put this framework for a very large conglomerate, listed company, up North India. They're still coming to grips with it. For 20 odd years, they didn't have trust. I mean, they didn't know about trust, so you can't blame them. There's no alignment. It was all the boss decides, wishy-washy stuff, execution is shoddy, and still they got listed, they're doing well. I don't want to give the name, but they're doing extremely well. But now they're finding that there is a better way of doing. This is your dharmic framework as a sample. Any questions till now? Yeah.
Sure. It's a question that I've always had, others may have. You talked about why do I exist, that phrase you used. Some of us may think I exist so that I pay for my kids' education, healthcare of my parents and taking care of my wife. That's why I exist. It may be like that for some thought. So the way you think of why do I exist, can you give some examples of people who have understood why do I exist so that we can understand that better?
I am a microcosm, part of a macrocosm. That portion is clear. None of us are alone. My microcosm may be an individual, my macrocosm could be my family. So if I am defining my why within a family, the first thing I would like to ask is, why does my family exist? For example, look at the golden circle implementation of Siemens Sinek. Apple says we exist because we want to allow creativity to flourish. That is their why, very clear. Our creativity has to flourish. The challenge is people work on the reverse, the what, how and the why. What is the profit you want to make, the products you want to release, how is the processes you follow, and incidentally the why either gets defined or doesn't get defined. So my why to a great extent is always based on a larger why, either my nation or the spiritual organization I am aligned with, or the social causes I am aligned with, or the company I am aligned with. Hence, my Swadharma, which is my why, must always be a fraction of a division of the Dharma to which means you have to find your Dharma. And it's not you. We are not Lord Krishna to define this is my Dharma. Not there yet. Even if you are the CEO of the company, you can't say this is my Dharma. You still represent a larger conglomerate, no larger. Like if you take the case of Mr. Kumar, he represents a larger sized organization. Maybe some of you represent the Indian operation. Some of you are a subset of that. Is there a dharmic value? Please bear in mind, without all this, your company is still running, doing good. No issues. But there's no fun. Because there is one data which says organizations which are highly aligned to values, or what I call as a dharmic framework, people work happily. People work joyfully, and that seems to produce 30 to 35% increased productivity. There are no Monday morning blues. ತಲೆ ಎತ್ತು ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅದೇ ಮುಂಜೆ ಪಾಗಂ. How many of us feel like that? I don't want you to raise your hands. So I don't want 100% scores coming up. I'm not talking about Dexian here. Normally, Monday morning blues. Do I have to go back to the same family? Many people, I don't drink. Many people whom I have known from my college, they drink because they don't want to go back to their families. So hence they go to a bar or a taskmark or somewhere. This is one of the reasons, sir, not the only reason. I don't want to face that family. Or when I face that family, I want to create a mental illusion which is different from what it is. This is everything, eh? Just a small joke on the... So it's, you got your answer a bit? So my dharmic or the why exist, you know why, on a larger why to which I am aligned. So I am very clear, I am very happy. I look forward every day in the morning. I get up as early as possible because I learned this from a very close friend of mine 30 years back. I used to be a Sunday 10 o'clocker. Sunday means 10, 10:30, 11, as far as possible stretch. Get up straight for lunch before my marriage. And one day I met and my college friend and all that, we happened to meet, and he said, Sundays I get up at 4. I said, are you idiot? Getting up at 4? He said, Prakash, you are making a mistake. All other days I get up to go to work for some other idiot. This is one day I am getting up so that I can be to myself. Why should I waste it in bed? That completely flipped the way in which I think. Hence, from that day, I couldn't straight away get up at 4. I brought 10 to 7, 7 to 6:45. I worked on a 15-minute backward schedule. Took me about 3-4 years to get up quite early. And I found it made a very big difference. It's one day which is for myself. Why would I invest on somebody else? Any other questions on this? I defined that slightly differently for them so that would happen. The first one I gave for them as, of course, this I didn't give, all this was developed in a consultative approach. In time, on time, every time. Whether it's personal or official, whether it's a delivery or order or work or task, which also means when I do that, it automatically connects back. Look at the points on this side. It connects. I'll share all the other 3 also as we go along. In time, on time, every time. Like just in time. Something like that. Is it worthwhile following as a personal Swadharma? Up to you to decide. I am only sharing a framework that I designed for someone else.